You might not have noticed something strange about Italy's economy. How did one of the fastest growing advanced economies in the world stop growing almost instantly? Not once, not twice, but 3 times? What has the country done right and wrong when dealing with challenges? Who was really to blame for the country's economic stagnation? Is the country's economic model just incompatible with the new global environment it finds itself in? Let's find out. Italy's economy is unique due to its ability to handle significant economic challenges simultaneously, such as high national debt, aging populations, declining skilled workers, slow growth, uneven tax receipts, and the loss of dominant industries. It also faces issues like French shoring, globalization, and trade restrictions. Italy's economy has declined for 15 years due to unknowns over the past 20 years, resulting in high poverty rates in the European Union. Despite these challenges, economists can learn from the country's struggles despite the imperfections in their parallels. Italy, along with Germany and France, accounts for over half of the European Union's total economic output. However, its economy may be even more significant than the government acknowledges. The black market has accounted for up to 25% of Italy's production recently. For a developed economy, the Italian black market is remarkably enormous. Before you point at Don Corleone, know that the companies use grey markets to evade taxes and laws. Italy's economy peaked in 2008 and has since experienced a slow decline, losing about 20% of its nominal output. However, Italy's history shows high growth and slow decay, indicating a long-standing economic practice. But how has Italy's geography been a crucial advantage for centuries? Italy's history is fascinating, as it was the most robust industrial economy before the Netherlands and England overtook it. Despite slower industrialization than other European nations, Italy has remained among the top 5 European economies for millennia due to its robust topography and good access to the Mediterranean. The aftermath of World War II was a catalyst for its modern development. The US supported rebuilding efforts, investing billions under the Marshall Plan in Western Europe and building a new consumer base to prevent communism from spreading. Italy's economy appeared strong, but it struggled to create sustainable value for export markets and the home economy. The country entered its first modern decade of stagnation, lasting around 6 years, due to slowing or insufficient building and reconstruction efforts. Power-scant powers were willing to lend money to prevent communism from spreading. Back then, the restrictions on index wages were relaxed, despite the legal requirement that wages rise with inflation. This is a concern, as automatic wage indexation can lead to a wage price spiral, a risky economic process and unfairly affect employees. If wages are automatically adjusted for inflation, the wage price spiral accelerates, making it difficult to reverse. Italy experienced a rapid industrial boom from 1985 to 1992, quadrupling its economic production. The country's reputation for superior craftsmanship and manufacturing expertise led to higher product prices. Even though a Gucci bag may cost more than a similar bag from any other country, many buyers would still be prepared to pay a premium. Some countries must take drastic measures to undercut a vast list of foreign competitors at every chance to provide the most affordable and hence competitive commodities to the world market. This is a significant advantage that only a few other nations can truly claim. Italy can contribute just as much value, if not more, by producing goods domestically. Unfortunately, these prosperous days were short-lived, as the quick expansion phase brought up underlying issues with the Italian economy again. As the government and its citizens started to borrow recklessly to bet on even more significant future growth, debt began to creep back up. The nation also struggled with tax evasion, due to their notoriously difficult taxation. The small industries that drove Italy's export miracle took advantage of shoddy government regulations and poorly thought out loopholes to make ends meet. But Italy had to straighten things out if it wanted to join the Eurozone and be able to use the new currency of the European Union. It needed to pay down more debt and improve how its citizens pay their taxes. Raising taxes, cutting the deficit, and tightening regulations all served to drain the economy of money, even in cases where it was the proper course of action. For the remainder of the 1990s, Italy's economy descended into a nearly 10-year state of stagnation. Luckily for Italy, the euro's introduction in 1999 presented something of a golden opportunity for the nation to begin expanding once more. Following a short period of quiet, the country again became one of the world's fastest growing advanced economies when it more than quadrupled its economic production in less than 10 years, a trend that was starting to become familiar. After all, it was simpler to draw in foreign capital, labour, and consumers of its products after joining the Eurozone. Additionally, it spared its trading partners the notoriously turbulent era foreign exchange risk. The benefits of the euro matched the advancement of global prosperity. Then, of course, the great financial crisis and the Eurozone crisis hit the nation, and ever since then, it has entered yet another phase of economic stagnation. However, this time it has lasted for nearly 15 years, rather than less than a decade, and there are several dead ends a few years ahead. An aging population is the first. With one of the oldest populations in the world, a large portion of the labour force in Italy is approaching retirement. Apart from the low birth rate, which prevents young people from entering employment to replace those who are... This wouldn't be a problem in and of itself. These individuals will eventually become a drag on resources, to put it politely. The fact that Italy has one of the highest rates of recent graduates leaving the country to work in other nations where they may be paid more for their talents has also contributed to the acceleration of this problem. Italy is a net sender of graduates rather than a net receiver, which is one of the issues the nation is voicing. Instead of allowing them to migrate abroad, we would much rather draw in more individuals with degrees. Therefore, I believe it is an issue from the national standpoint. Mainly, if you are one of the sending countries, let me clarify 2 points on this though. One is that, from a personal perspective, greater mobility unquestionably provides people with the proper motivation. The second viewpoint holds that, from the standpoint of the talent competition, nations that are losing these people, possibly as a result of their tendency to be overeducated relative to the level of the national economy, need to consider carefully the opportunities afforded to these people in a particular nation or region. The EU's policy of permitting people to work anywhere inside the member states has made it such that Italian students who wish to work in countries like Germany, France, the Netherlands, or even Luxembourg don't even need to apply for a visa, which has made membership in the EU an even more significant difficulty. Wage increases may be able to stop this outflow of talented young Italians. Still, the productivity gap between the nation's industries and those of their most extensive European competitors prevent them from competing. Compared to businesses in other developed European economies, the typical size of an Italian company is much smaller. Italy has 3.6 employees on average per company, compared to Western Europe's average of 15 or nearly 4 times more employees per organization. Size matters in industrialized economies because larger businesses can manufacture more specialized and high-value goods. The marginal benefit of hiring an additional employee is favorable in most highly developed sectors since it allows employees to concentrate on a single area of the company. Think Italy, think Ferrari, right? A company with 10 employees who specialize in different aspects of car assembly will create more cars annually than 10 companies with one person who produces vehicles from the beginning. A single employee can become highly proficient at building engines alone, although the total cost of tools for a company with 10 employees is still the same for each person. The corporation can spend 10 times as much on equipment for those workers. But something that Italian companies have failed to invest is in technology. The economic value a worker may produce in a given day has dramatically increased because of computers and related technology. And with the rise of AI, it's easy to be left behind. Small businesses in Italy have not adopted technology at the same rate as the rest of Europe. Western Europe has not adopted technology at the same rate as the United States and many Asian economies. Technology has become a vast industry, affecting the efficiency of businesses and preserving the size of the world's largest corporations. Italy benefits from these cottage industries, but faces challenges in taxing small companies due to their higher export markups and tax rates than larger ones. Hopefully, the rebound is approaching, as Italians never stay down for long. Remember to subscribe to our channel if you found this content valuable, and we'll see you in the next one.